Ooh, Halloween Hollywood. We're joining right, let's see here. What's happening?
Right towards the end of the first point attack, Kev's to come out from the back. The rest of his team more than happy to have taken that fight. Shade finds himself alone versus 3 people, is not going to be able to win that fight. And Happy he's on the arrest, so you know that he's been waiting to play this hero all of his life. He's always envied that main tank position. Onto a point that is going to be overtime triggered, courtesy of Drijo, but it's going to have to quickly go away. Running back around, he's just running this square, but he gets halted in. Discord orbs, they're going to take him down so quickly, and the D.Va defense matrix was worth nothing in that particular engagement. Numblocks, he's just going to play bodyguard for the supercharger at this moment, make sure everyone else has the 50% extra damage. Blue team looking dominant here on a Hollywood defense. Is that KSP on Zen? Okay.
Yeah, it is. It is. Dude, he has a sick game. If you can play Widow, you can play Zen. Almost.
Same Shade who runs Fusion Uni Facts. I'm not sure. There are a lot of Shades in Overwatch.
You remember the old Shades with a Z at the end?
I vaguely remember. How many Zs was it? Was it just a 1 or was it 3?
One. He used to play Hanzo for... It was a Swedish guy. Or is a Swedish guy, I mean.
we revoked his citizenship for playing that much Hanzo.
Yeah, back when Hanzo was a throw pick.
We love the Hanzo throw picks. Man.
In this new Reinhardt meta,
he never felt like a throw pick when you just got one shot with Scatter Arrow as a Reinhardt. Okay, I want to watch some KSP
I'll get to that
Zenyatta, because this is a bit of a rarity right here.
Since we're casting her.
Everyone's kind of swapping around on the roles at the moment, of course. We've got Mao's on Zen as well, 2 hit scans, both coming out with the most aggressive of the support heroes. What's the win condition here for this Hanzo Genji composition?
You want to play range. You want to use the reset to halt, and then ult. Of course, you want to use wall for the halt as well. But you have the Hanzo with Risa supporting the Reinhardt when he goes in, and Risa acts like a pseudo Reinhardt. And the aim is to mainly heal the front line with BAP and follow the disco target with Hanzo.
Zeo using the wall, denying the sightlines from the Pharah. But both of these projectile DPS, the Pharah and the Hanzo, have this high ground. They've got it very much monopolized. Tech 36 isn't going to have a shield last long. Halted in. Can they take him out? Doesn't matter. They're looking to Shade instead. Take away one of those DPS. Trying to play here around the amplification matrix, but it's Happy Cool from the back. The pig found the beef, and he's managing to chew on through. That's going to be a quick cap. Technically a win, but we're going to go the whole way with scrim rules right here. People going onto mid, and Shade is straight over onto that Widowmaker.
I would pay attention to Kevster here. How he's going to turn this. Kevster has been looking good. We talked about it before, and I'm pretty sure Kevster can counter Shade and Zeal here. It's a 1v2 sniper situation. Pretty difficult, but then you have Vigility on Genji who can support, and he's getting perma orb from Mouse most likely.
Well, an orb won't save you from a headshot. Zeal manages to remove Vigility in short order from this particular fight. Kevster just going to play the frontline Hanzo for now. Doesn't want to take that 1v2 with that back. Genji to support him. Narmok's down as well. This has to be a disengage. You can't take this fight right now with the red team just as quickly as they took first. The blue defense re-establishes control with this double shield composition.
Yeah, nothing you can do if your tanks and supports and DPS die. As Hanzo. It's a team game after all.
Once again, double shield just coming out and creating so much pressure. Kevster goes in with the dragon. That's going to force out the Transcendence, but everyone's going to be incredibly safe in this aspect. Happical's in the back, supported by Vigility, and Kevster manages to pick up Zeal on the backside as well. This double dive coming through from the Wrecking Ball and the Genji, that's all that was needed. They managed to pick up about 3 or 4 kills peak. Everyone was looking over. We're going to go into KSP's Transcendence, be nice and safe, but the rest of the backline who just evaded it, they couldn't evade the ball on the Genji.
Yeah, it's not enough. You also have Pile Driver setting up the how to say, one-shot kill for... well, not one-shot, but easy kill for Vigility.
Vigility, right now, looking like a bit of an easy kill himself. Got incredibly low, and he's going to get a Firestruck as well. Superplick roasts the little ninja. Numlock puts down the supercharger. He is down, however, on that DPS. Is there going to be much that can be done with this particular ultimate?
Not sure.
Looks like it's going to be Superplute whiffing the Earth Shatter. In comes the Holt. In comes the Pile Driver. There are the mines. Can they get much done? Also, they have themselves a dragon. They've tried to bisect these tanks to get Tech 36 out on his own, and now Superplug's got a Discord orb. He's got a pile driver behind him, and he's halted into the mines. The brutality right there.
Yep. You see, Reinhardt can't do much on defense here. You basically become an Orisa with without a gun and a slightly stronger shield. And no fortify either. And at this point,
nasty spawns for the blue team.
At this point,
that's
I would
gonna
say,
give a bit of extra space.
Yeah. And you see the switch from Superplug as well to Winston. I would say Winston is pretty bad as well, and Hog would be a much better choice.
Havical and his team revealed. You can see everyone moving back. The infrasight has been activated by Shade, but it was a bit of a zone. He instantly moved over to a Tracer instead. Havical going to take a quick duel. Will give a pile driver, but will not remain part of that battle. Shade catches an early arrow. That's going to mean he's not going to be a part of this fight. Kevster making the man advantage for his team work, and now he's going to be looking for a little bit more as well. Storm arrows out. Can he win the duel against the other Hanzo? Could be caught in a dragon, but no, narrowly evades. Still, with the support of his team, cannot win against 2-hit scan, however. And it's going to be Vasily coming out with the blade to make it work. He sliced through 3. He's looking for a 4, but no, he's going to play it safe. He just wants to remain in this fight. It's almost time for our last. He wants to be here.
The payload is approaching its destination.
What do you feel? What do you feel so far about the comp?
I really like the double Shimada, especially when you're running it with a ball. It feels like Havical and Vasily are really on the same page there.
It's very easy to get the headshots as well with pile driver as a Hanzo from far away, because it like lines them up, sort of like Ash dynamite, you know. You just wait for the arch or like the apex for them to reach.
Yeah, that's and of course you can like halt them in for pile driver as well. Seems there's a lot of synergy there. Do you think halt and blade is a good combo as well?
Halt and blade, it depends on which hero it is that you're blading, because obviously if you're blading a fortified Orisa, halt doesn't even do anything and blade doesn't do much. I think halt and blade is pretty fine. It's sort of like
micrograv.
Yeah, micrograv. Like a lot of these how to say combos that they go for, it reminds me a lot of how it was back in the day with Overwatch, like in season 2 or season 3. With Hanzo Zarya, or you would have, let's say, Zen and McCree play together. Genji Winston. Obviously, Genji Winston was later.
Just having like your micro squads, like your little teams. Everyone's got a buddy. Hold hands for safety, like crossing a road. I don't know if that's a thing in Sweden. It was a thing in England for a long time.
No, we managed to walk across the road on our own, but
well, that's Nordic evolution right there.
Yeah, that's that's stuff we took from being Vikings. We just walk over places.
If you can sail an ocean, you can cross a road.
Yeah.
Still going to open up here on the Hanzo. Enemy team is ready, so it doesn't look like we are going to be getting started in just a moment. Vasily may actually roll out here on the Widowmaker. It's going to be an interesting sniper duel if he decides to stick with this. He can hear that everyone's been revealed by that Sonic arrow. So he's going to make sure that there's a bit of a body block coming through from his Winston before he peeks out. Going to take the direct sightline right now. Goes for the shot, but only hits a body onto Zeal. Going to force him to back off for a little bit of healing, or at least behind the shields to stay safe.
Yeah, it's a bit of a stalemate until the dive comes in, like here. Oh, Kevster.
There's going to be a lot of damage done onto Kevster. Can't reflect that, I'm afraid, and Vasily can't get the shots on. Look at those double barriers and the immortality field. Everything was expended, but with that dive comp only having one shot, you can afford to do that. Big cleave coming through from Superplug. He's going to take out Fat, but not before that resurrection is done. Kevster, caught out on his own, has the Discord orb, cannot afford to stay around for long. It's going to be down to Havical to try and make something work here. Get an early pick so that the rest of his team will have a bit of a re-engagement potential. He's got an Anna at his back, and these two could go on a two-man flank with our little micro squad we were talking about before.
I want to underline the strength here for Red Team. They have Nano Blade with Mercy, who can damage boost it. And if you damage boost the Nano Blade, you can cut through an Immortality field with one slice. And then if you cut through the Immortality field before you cut through anyone else, you basically kill them. Like an Ana goes from 100% to 0% in an instant.
Oh, Vasily manages to get himself. Zeal gets the first headshot, then the SMG follow-up. That's going to win out the sniper duel. He's low on health, but he does have 2 healers at his back to keep him safe. Super Fluke at this moment. He's been slept. He's invested his ultimate. This is terrible for the blue team, and Vasily now has exactly what he wants. He's herding everyone behind that Orisa shield with this domineering sightline. In comes that Blade. It's up against the Trance, but he's got a damage boost. He's got a nano boost too, and he's carving through the competition.
Yep. It looks like everything is going according to plan for Red Team in the second fight. First fight was pretty difficult because once they went in for the first engage, they didn't get the burst kill, and Immortality Field saved their one. And after that, it's pretty easy to deal with the dive.
Yeah, Super maybe got a little bit greedy there, thinking that he could take out Vasily, but Zeal was also a bit far forward. It's hard to distribute blame onto anyone in particular. Numlock forced to pop Primal Rage, went in incredibly deep, trying to buy that space, but his savings have been liquidated in the form of this ultimate. Oh my god, he found Redro though, using the double hit and the leak to deal maximum burst damage. Can his support save him? He's so far out. He somehow managed to land on Shay with that leap, and I don't know how it happened.
Whoa.
That's a big unlucky for the Tracer. I don't think he was even aiming for that, but we'll give him credit anyway.
Yeah, he messed up and then just happened to get it.
That's a numluck right there.
It was one of his bounce ticks he actually went for. It was all calculated.
Happy cool, uses her mind, he's locked down so many points of ingress right here. Needs to be cleared away by the tanks. In the back though, Kevster instantly annihilated using the dynamite and the damage boost. Not going to be a part of this fight, and it's all down to Happy Cool now. Come in from the back, use the pile driver. He's found that Zenyatta, and they're in front of this amplification matrix. Everyone's herded into the corner, but they need the damage of Numlock to be able to carve through right here. Trejo doesn't have anything to save him. It's going to be a couple of knockbacks from Happy Cool, but Red Team will sustain. Zeal's up the top. Can he do enough damage? He's taken out Mouse and removed the healing, but he's got to duel out with the Wrecking Ball. With the help of Super Fluke, he's going to make it happen. They've got to be careful about presence on the cart. For now, though, looks like Blue has stabilized.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about the Ash comp here because unless you hold the spaceship, it's really difficult to get any dynamites. It's really difficult to get anything done, and it's very easy to dodge Bob. And Bob is most likely going to be used for the cart as well. As just objective control.
Well, Bob is ready to go. Fast up in the air, has himself that Valkyrie, but needs to be careful about the pressure coming in from the Ash. It's a deep dive here from Numlock. Still has that Primal. He's forced out KSP's Transcendence. That's going to make that Zenyatta an incredibly easy dive target, but it's going to have to wait for next time peak because the Bob is just cleaned up.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, it was a perfect Bob. It got Ana and Tracer. Cut off all LOS for Ana. Couldn't heal the tanks, couldn't heal anyone.
Exactly that. What needs to happen here to kill KSP? What is the dive that needs to occur? Do we need everyone in on him when he doesn't have trance? How are you going to deal with Dredro?
I would say you need to send Tracer for the objective, and then you have Winston, either Winston Tracer landing on someone on the ground, or Hammond with Genji Winston going on the backline, or Ash, and then Tracer for the control on the cart.
Havical, put out the minefield. That door is now location non grata, if you know what I mean. Fat, trying to duel out against these tanks, but one Lucia versus the world isn't going to go incredibly well. In the back, Numlock trying to make things work, but he's got a Discord orb. He's up against the Trace. You know that carves through a Winston, especially with such a large hitbox. Red Team, they're pondering. Do they go for that re-engagement? A reflected halt from Kevster will keep his team safe for a moment and facilitate a disengage. All they've got for this next fight is that Blade.
Yeah, it's a Blade with no support. It's very difficult. He's probably 90% dead already.
Going to be relying on those dive tanks to try and make this work, but no. Steel's already found him from the back with that damage boost from the Mercy. One shot, two shot, thank you very much, sir. In the back, still Super Flute getting a lot of value, cleaving through the support line. The second you see Mao's use that Phage, you're all over that as a Winston. Only 30 seconds remain, and it looks like KSP is gonna have that Transcendence ready unless Kevster can close a very narrow window.
Yeah, it's I don't know what Mouse is doing with Moira. Because it's impossible to run the Genji with how to say, it's called a naked blade. They don't have a beat.
A,
they don't have
naked blade.
Yeah.
Or a vanilla blade, depending on whether you want to be a PG-13 or you.
Well, this is EU. Anything goes in EU.
Well, blade goes out. What's going right now? Bob's been sent out. Zeal is going to die, however, but the Bob's got such a good sightline. Up on the top now, however, going to be useless. In comes a Pulse Bomb. Not going to claim any kills, but Tech is more than happy to try and pick it up for them. Supercharger on the ground. The red team are dissolving in front of the cannons of the blue defense. Despite an attempted re-engagement from Haffical here, it's not going to work for Red's hold halfway through second point.
Yeah, I would say even Mercy would get more value than the Moira. Mercy probably has way less how to say, healing output on the tanks and all, but I would say it's a viable how to say, support for the Genji.
Yeah, well, how do you play the Moira with that dive comp? Do you invest your fade on the engagement?
Yeah, either you fade or you speed basically. I would say they speed, and then use fade for maybe an aggressive push or something with a damage orb.
Okay. Because I've always thought Moira could work pretty well with dive, but obviously if you're not using the fade trick shots, you're lacking a huge amount of vertical mobility. Especially if you're Winston, your Wrecking Ball, your Genji, you're all just dashing upwards towards a high ground target like that Zenyatta. And you're going to be forced to use Bardic Grasp either from the floor below them, or to invest your phase to try and do a trick jump.
Yeah, and how do you heal a Genji that's, let's say, 40 meters up into the air?
And if he's double jumping as well, he's creating even more distance. You don't exactly have to aim for it. That's not the issue. It's the meterage that he creates between himself and his backline.
Let's see what Caps
can be good in theory. Less so in practice. Double sniper on the defense here for the blue team. We're going to be all about playing those sightlines, but it's a double sniper duel here, Pete. So what sightlines need to be controlled?
It's I'd say it's just default sightlines, like high ground. You go for the blue, what's it called? Blue, just blue thingy on the left high ground, and all you want to do is keep your grapple until Winston or Hammond goes on you. In this case, Winston, and you just grapple away, and then they're left there like stranded on an island.
Well, grapple is on that 12-second cooldown now. A little bit less evasive are the Widowmakers. Vazilli pressured out a little bit by Super Paluk, but he's not going to commit too much. Vazilli's trying to win out the duel here against Shade, who cannot get out of dodge fast enough. Will eventually get that grapple off and will find himself safe as KSP could be the victim of an errant arrow right here. A quick disengage will facilitate the counter-attack onto Haffical, and now Drijo is going to bring everyone forward using that Valkyrie. Huge amounts of healing.
Both snipers on the Risa here as well, but shield is pretty good.
Haffical going to come back, re-engaging, can try and get himself a nice pile drive. He's got 3 targets in his sights. He's managed to find some of the supports, but Vazili's found even more. 2 headshots for him, and he's going to just keep on going. Mau's with the rest of the cleanup from the red team.
Vazility doesn't even care.
He tore them apart, Peak. Just headshot here, headshot there. That's the power of the Hanzo. He's so good at all these engagement ranges. The second you close the distance, he's just going to pop that storm arrow.
Yeah, you know, I get all the questions from players who want to become pros or just anyone who wants to become a pro. Like, how do you become a pro? What do you do? Well, in this case, you just click heads.
Vazil is more than ready to try that. Dragon Strike ready to go, but he could be in too much danger to try and use it. There's the first Dragon Strike and the second coming through. Not going to be claiming anyone except a bisection of the team. And now, Numlocked, he's in a very desperate position. Zeal from the back and Shade going to win out the duel against Kevster. They've cancelled the resurrection by the use of the Primal Rage from Super Blue. Great tech there from the Winston. He's still chasing Vazildi. Gets the hit, gets the bounce. May not be able to finish this one out, however. Vazildi loses the Harmony Orb. That's going to be exactly what's required. Now it's all about the dive. Mouse can't do much against the damage boosted Winston and a Tracer, or whatever else was hitting him.
It looks like Super Pluk. It looks like he's very focused on the how to say. I don't know what he's focused on, but he's not letting go of mouse button 1. He's constantly swinging, so it's very impressive that he still had control of the swings, even though he missed a lot of them, so to say.
Sure, going for that Battle Mercy in right there, and Zeal is surrounded. Haffigal's going to take him on down with the melee. Red team once again stymied. The key there may well have been Kevster with that infrasight, managing to reveal so many targets. Mouse still has as well this Transcendence ready to go, so that could mean that Zeal's ultimate is not as valuable as it otherwise would be.
Yeah, the full vision on Havoc there. Knew it would come in.
Did you
Got
see
it?
that knockback into headshot? That was so well set up for Kevster. They're on the same time, they're on the same wavelength. Everyone being hit by that Dragon Strike. Like we said, Transcendence mitigates the damage, but now the committal from the D.Va could be deadly. Vasili's looking for a couple of headshots here, but cannot deny the res. Zeal's back in the fight. Once again, it's a tale of two archers. As Havoc, he puts them up, and Vasili brings them on down. Both the supports are dead. Can he get Zeal too? Make it a hat trick, but Fat's going to claim that one with a headshot from the Mercy. Now, Vasili taken out by Superpluke, but the damage could already have been done. The mines are on the car. Can Superpluke last for long? It's a very dangerous place to be as a primal raging Winston. Hathigul, the icing on the cake, the pile driver on the car. Red team stymied even earlier.
Yeah. It's a bit unfair. I was watching some Shade earlier, and he's pretty cool on Tracer, but I wonder why not play Tracer earlier, since he had sort of he's like asking when it comes to aiming. It's like Terminator aim. You lock onto targets and then you burst them down. I feel like they could have given it a bit more of a chance, so to say.
Cool. I'm gonna quickly get a drink peek.
Oh, no worries, man.
I'll be back in about 2 seconds. Obviously, just keep on chatting about whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Traveling to Volskaya Indus, ready for battle.
You're just in time for even more caster cursing, Jode. Welcome, man. Also, Legday's chat or my chat. Welcome, guys, if you just tuned in. If you like the content, hit follow for both of us, not only for one. And if you have a Prime sub ready, go over to Legday. Go over to Legday's stream, hit that Prime button, give him the money, and when he comes back, he has no idea what's happening, and you guys will just like surprise him. It will be like the most wholesome moment ever. Right, so Volskaya is a pretty good Widow map. It's likely, or well, sniper map in general. It's likely that we'll face Hanzo, Widow. Yeah, we see Hanzo here. It's crazy that how they didn't sign Visility. Yeah, Visility deserves a lot of how to say praise, and I'd say he has a spot in Overwatch League that he should be getting, but you know, sometimes it's just how to say, not the
Sometimes
right time.
you just get unlucky.
Yeah, unlucky, maybe not the right time or right connections, or yeah, better competition.
Well, yeah, at times, sometimes you're just not what the coaching staff is looking for at that moment to fill a specific niche in a roster.
Yeah.
You were plugging Shade and his Tracer. Looks like he felt you. He heard you through the ether peak. He's bringing it out now. And these are the kind of comps that I love to see. The full dive. They got Anna in the back. They're going to have to...
Oh.
May not even have to protect him that much, though, because... Unless Happy goes on a flank, KSP is probably going to be rather safe.
Yeah. Shade is gonna switch. They can't reach the high ground. I was about to say, the key is that Winston and Tracer has to land on the same target at once. Otherwise, you're missing out on damage. And there's the Widow.
Can't reach for high ground, might as well shoot up towards it. Instead, it's a full compositional swap up, though. Where's Zeal going to go? Over onto the Farah. This is what I like to see. Going to be a Pharmacy. Going up against the May and the Hanzo. Vasili's aim is really going to be tested here, but you know that Fat can lead in with a little bit of damage here and there. You can see that he's actually jumping up high. Get that early poke.
Yeah, you're looking for Halt Hook. Halt, just, how to say, Hanzo. Well, you also have Icicle that you can shoot in. And Zen Snipe. You have a lot of combos you can use with the Halt.
Havical on the flank. Is he going to get the hook? Right now, he's actually been exposed. Boot back. He could be in huge trouble right here. He is going to try and dodge around this forklift.
Ooh,
and the second that Hulk comes in, Superfluke's taking too much damage. Tech 36 is also going to fall to a similar fate. And Zeal, despite having a great angle, is taken out by Mouse. So what you get when you put the DPS player onto that Zenyatta. You get the accuracy you pay for, Peak.
Yep. Superfluke forgot about Fortify. It's that ability exists, so that's how we got orbed.
KSP somehow was all the way in the back. Have to go hunting him down, using that old piggy nose. hunting for truffles. Look at this positioning on that Orisa shield to try and facilitate Zeal, though. That was actually really cool. Tiny tech there from Super Fluke that we can all appreciate. It is going to be broken down, though, of course, by the miscellaneous fire from the blue team, who have once again all put themselves up on this high ground. With the use of a wall, everyone can reposition there, so you're forced to take them down. Speaking of taking them down, no damage drop-off from KSP or from Zeal means you can just snipe them down the second that Orisa shield's gone. They invest the amplification matrix. Will be able to do enough damage here. Freezing up tech. Can they do enough to take him down? Not before Superplug tapes out Numlocked. And there's going to be a resurrection present as well. Ooh. The red team have the numbers advantage and they have the damage advantage too.
Yeah, KSP's flanking, he's sniping. He's basically the European Jonak.
I would believe it. We need a British Jonak. Or a Brexit Jonak. Feels bad, dude.
How do you combine Brexit and Jonak? Like, what does it become?
Well, it could be Bronak, dude.
Bronak. He's Bronak.
He's my bro. Zeal, he needs to be stealthy. Gotta be very quiet, everybody. Looking for that barrage. For now, the onus is on the blue team to communicate where this power is. You can't get those early surprises, but a disengage will be what needs to happen right here because everyone's being isolated. Can anyone survive this? There's a barrage. It's too close, though, Zeal. You're flying too close to the sun.
Very aggressive. Very greedy.
Now they're going in with a trance when they're down. They've already used resurrection. I don't like this at all, Peak.
No, it feels like it's more not even panic. It's just reckless gaming.
Incredibly reckless, but it did force out the counter transcendence from KSP and Dreedro's Valkyrie as well. Maybe not the equal trade that red team could have got away, but blue team could have got away with right there.
Oh yeah, blue team absolutely needed it. I meant the red team. They had no idea. You know, people were dead. Probably comms were probably more cluttered than Sideshow's how to say it?
Sideshow's OD team.
Yeah. And KSP didn't use this.
Fresh shield from Numlocked will put everyone into a little bit of safety. Good block there of the hook with the fortify. But unfortunately, you can't block everything, and Vasily weaves an arrow around. He's curving it just like him wanted into the head of KSP. Once again, quick disengage. Save the time and don't use the transcendence this time. Ooh. You can't actually.
Shade.
Too risky.
Yeah.
Got pulled in. Shade. Managed to take him out. Oh. That's going to be another whole hook threat. It's all about the hooks here, Peak.
Yep. That's why Kevster is on May here as well.
Are they because using Blizzard?
Looks like it. They wanna win the fight. It's I'd say it's valid because you get staggered enemies even more. The longer Zeal stays on Pharah here, the less value he's getting because it's very difficult to break the choke with Pharah. He needs to flank. He needs to go for a sneaky flank, and it's gonna take time. Or you rely on I don't know, annoying shield break. There's not much they can do because Kevster is saving everyone or killing everyone with the wall. And then you have Visibility sniping, you have Mouse with Trance, you have Fat with Window, and Immortality Field.
Now Silly for now, just going to be annoying. Putting out those arrows, making sure nowhere that you can peek is going to be guaranteed safety. Up onto the high ground, Arthur Red Team going to come in with a hole. Can they combine a hook? Not today. It's going to be for Pharah Rockets into it instead. As once again, Zeal coming around the side, he's looking for that opportunity to barrage. He's gone low. 50 HP, a single arrow will do it, and Vigility delivers from the side for hook as well. Happy cool. Making sure there's no DPS available for the red team, and with 1 minute and 25 seconds left, it's back to a drawing board once again, and they invested a Valkyrie.
Yep. So, red team, I think they're going for comfort picks here with Tech 36 and Sigma, because Sigma Orisa is hard counted by Orisa Hoggy. It's basically like trying to ride a bicycle towards a truck.
You're not going to win that battle, are you?
No. Well, it depends on what your achievement is. If you want to get splattered, then sure, you're going to achieve that.
Zeal is yet to get value out of this barrage. The recon's just too good. You can see Happy Call on the off angle. The same can be said of Mouse. Down goes the Supercharger. Can they make the engagement into it? So they don't really have time. Happy Call gets a big hook right there, but cannot finish it. Saved by the Transcendence. KSP moves in. That's not going to be available anymore. Zeal's on the back. He reveals himself with a couple of shots. Still no surprise from this barrage. Hasn't got the value, but Shade has. He's found Mouse. Instant barrage executed by the Pharah, and he's going to follow up as well. Trying to save his team. who are frozen up, and he manages to do so. Forcing the ice block there was absolutely crucial, but now it's all about locking down these points of ingress. Vasily comes on in. He needs to try and clutch up with his Tracer, but he's low on health and he's low on options. Go in with the Transcendence. He's trying to find the Sigma. Look up and you'll see yourself a Farah, but right now it's all about chasing down KFSP. Exactly what's needed. Still floating in the air. The Sigma gonna try and survive. He's got the heals, but he hasn't got the HP. And despite such a great start for the red team, the counter-attack was so strong from Kevster and Vasily.
Yep. That flank Half-a-Cool had, it was a risk versus reward play. He unfortunately didn't get rewarded because he missed a one-shot kill on Farah. But that's how it is sometimes. You take risks, you miss.
The risks that people take, Vasily there took a little bit of a risk. Ran into KSP's headshots. We've turned on health bars now, so yeah, the production of our stream has multiplied enormously. But yeah, you're right. Half-a-Cool's risk there, if he got that one-shot kill, that would have meant an undermanned first attack. It would have meant, or last attack rather, you've got 30 seconds left. You can't wait for that Farah respawn in this case. Yeah. Fighting on overtime.
Yep. And if it didn't go for that, it would have still been really difficult for the Farah to push in, or the comp in general, because the threat from Halt Hook is so big, because if you use Orisa Shield and stand behind Orisa Shield, Hog is gonna spam it down. So you're gonna have to use your Sigma Shield. And if you use the Sigma Shield, Halt Hook comes above you. You have nothing to protect yourself, and you easily get hooked. But then if you don't use your Sigma Shield, someone on the ground is gonna get killed or hooked. And,
what value do you put on the Half-a-Cool scout on that side, even if he doesn't go for the hook, determining, like, we got to make sure we know where Zeal's coming from, because Zeal spent a long time holding that barrage. Evidently, he wanted to be able to get a surprise kill on someone like he found on Nows eventually. Do you think that info is valuable enough for Half-a-Cool to be consistently away from the Orisa?
No. I would say it's more just when I go for a cheeky pick. Nothing more.
We're seeing double divas here, Peak. What's their win condition going up against these double snipers? Are they just looking to ferry people in?
So blue team, they want to eat the halt, while red team, they just want to use the, I'd say, make space with the Widow, Diva. Pull people down from high ground, challenge them. You don't need that much defense for attacking, unless you run a hog on their defense.
Shade, good sideline, waiting for Kevster, and he manages to find him. Why are you going to take that peek when you got a Venom Mine? Vasily just as easily taken down, and the supports of the blue team will be saved here by the Immortality Field, but that's going to expire. Looking for the Baptiste, got him low, but Fat turns around. The 90-degree lock-on. Shade is removed from the fight, and Numlocked still brawling out right here. Used his Fortify. Will he be able to do enough damage to take out Zeal when this Mercy Pocket is available? He's going to be caught out by a Dragon, taken incredibly low. Doesn't have a healer to his back, but Kevster has returned right now. The Peacemaker being well and truly put to good use. For a second, he can actually hit Tech 36.
Yeah, it was an ambitious dragon by Zeal as well. I'd argue the fight is lost and Dragon is not necessary. Because he's keeping...
definitely like the tanks won that fight right there with Shade taking out 2.
Yeah, definitely.
Just Kevster not being a factor in that fight. I can't believe you're going to peek that angle when you've been hit by a Venom Mine. That's incredibly risky, maybe a little bit arrogant on his side. Now Shade, big sightline on the defense.
Let's see what happens. There's a hook. Halt.
For now, they're going to play it safe. Don't want to really take this engagement before we got the ultimates to make it work, but Kevster's already committed through the door. He's going to be chased down by a damage-boosted Diva. And where's the support for Kevster right here? You got to communicate that that's happening.
Maybe he went in alone. Looks like Fat wanted to help him, but Zen should be running in with McCree as well. Like usually play McCree Zen together for the Discord and protecting Zen. Not really a Zen and Hanzo. That's pretty anti-synergy considering Hanzo has Warclamp available.
Yeah, you're just going to leave KSP in the dust, or you're going to leave Mouse in the dust, depending on which Hanzo and Zen you're talking about. Zeal's got himself a Dragon Strike. Can bisect the enemy team if we see someone engage, put that across the doorway. No one else can come through unless we're investing that Transcendence to remain safe.
Kevster behind the team now.
Kevster, he's made a big flank. He has indeed.
Oh,
But
he's
he has
dead.
been caught out. The damage boosted Diva. Once again, we're talking about these micro squads peak. It looks like right now, Dreidra and Tech 36 are a squad of their own, right?
Yeah, you don't really need the Ana. You don't need a Lucio. So that's why you see Mercy. And you have a Zen for the Transcendence and also Discord.
Zilly opening up. In comes the Dragon Strike. They're going to be exchanged there. The Transcendences to keep people safe. Fat caught out. Maybe he lost himself at Immortality Field. Maybe it timed out. But the blue team either way, they're going to be losing those members. And you can't really take this fight on demand. It's going to be the attack of the Blues being worn down right here. And Kevster didn't get too much value during that fight. Only 40% of the way there.
Yeah,
What can Kevster even do once he's got this Dragon Blade?
I don't know.
Is he going to be following a Discord Orb?
Looks like it. I'd say Tracer is a good choice here. Tracer is a very good choice because you can flank very easily to the backline. And you don't rely on the, how to say, snipers anymore. And you can waste the time of the snipers. And then that allows your main squad to enter.
Zilly on the off angle right here, trying to circumnavigate these shields, even if the HP isn't very much. Could have this Zenyatta dead to rights, misses 2 shots. Can he stay on this angle for long? Fat has put down the amplification matrix in the back though. Superpluke's already dead. Was trying to avoid the incoming self-destruct, but went in front of his shield, in front of the amplification matrix. Lose scenario. The Blues now have a foothold on the point. Shade has somehow killed himself. Going to be regretting that one, and Numlock still has so much territory control with that supercharger. Zeal returns. He's got himself a Dragon Strike. Can he even hit this point? They're just a couple of scan percentage points away. Going in with his bow, but he's against so much. He's against the entire world. Can't even go through the defense matrix. An attempt at a res. Zeal has returned. The 2 members of the red team. 5 now on the point. Zeal has been resurrected. This could be the counterattack that they need. They need to remain on the point, though. A single second off of it will spell doom for this defense. A second amplification matrix in the fight. And here comes the blade. This is where Kevster can clean on up. The second that he finds himself a target. 1 more remains on the point. It's for Tracer. They needed a percentage point peak, and they got it.
Yeah, once Kevster died, that was it basically, and luckily they made it with the Tracer bomb. Do you wanna head into the Taimo game, Taimo lobby?
Yeah. We can swap on back right now. Let me see who could invite me to that.
David, I think. Or I can whisper Taimo too.
Yeah, we're entering a game right now, so I think I can't bring up lobby controls. Okay, now I can bring up lobby controls. Boom, who is in there? David, right?
Yeah. I'll see if I can add him as well.
Yeah, actually, I should just invite you to groups so that when he invites me, he invites us both.
Yeah.
That would make the sense.
Traveling to Route 66. Ready for battle.
See, this is what earns me the big bucks. Okay, we can just join David. Join game. Beautiful.
Nice.
We're on snowy Hanamura.
Just starting as well, second round.
Defend objective A.
Oh, Taimo Widow. It's Junkrat Widow.
We're actually playing it out right here. Taimo's got a commanding sightline, but can't stay there for long. Too much damage being applied. No headshots so far. We're actually seeing a Winston and a Reinhardt. An interesting combination here for the tanks and Jonah, doing a huge amount of damage on this Bastion.
The flank Junkrat coming.
Big flank from the Junkrat. Danye's getting a huge amount of damage done. He found himself, and he's going to be caught by the charge despite the investment. Dans dies midway through the shadow. Just too much damage from that friendly amplification matrix, but they overcommitted.
Yeah, even though Danye seemed like he had 1 Red Bull too many, but it all worked out there. It all worked out. Got 2 for 1. I think 2 for 1 or 3 for 1. In either case, got the Bastion.
That's a value that you go for.
Yep. Tracer going from behind. Ooh, Jonah.
They're locking down this main sight line. The second that Naga shows his face, Taimo's going to give him a quick check, make sure that he knows that Naga knows that he's there. Everyone booped up in the air. An incoming dive. Not going to reach for Widowmaker this time. There isn't that much danger right here. Danye looking for value, and he finds it with this. Two blown away. They knew that Naga had already used that Wraith Walk to get away from time. You call that out and you apply the resources.
Yep.
Dragonetti on Ryan is a very interesting duo. Or pick.
Mm. I feel like blue team had a wrong comp to deal with sniper plus Junkrat. It's very slow in the choke, and then not much support for Jonah because you have Widow calling out the Widow. As long as you like scout the Widow, you can go in for just a mine on the ground, jump up, delete the Widow with your mines, or like primary fire as Dania, and that's it. Then you lose the choke controller as well.
We're playing it out, Peak. 3 minutes for the red team. A single tick will do it to win out this particular round. I'm interested. What do you get done
I'll keep it
with these tanks when you're running the Reinhardt and the Winston? How is it you play? What's your tempo?
I'll see. So with Winston Reinhardt, it's not really a good combo. I think the thing here is that either Dragonetti doesn't want to play Diva, or he's just very confident in his Reinhardt, or they're just testing out things. You basically have to shift in. You have to be a pin bot. You have to like forget having a mouse and keyboard. You play with a joystick now, like only pressing forward, like 2 buttons.
So it's Ryan Winston dive.
Yeah, basically you pin in.
It's not like Ryan Winston static composition.
No,
At this point, Reinhardt becomes a dive hero.
Yeah, you put on some DMX and you take some G-Fuel and just go in.
Absolutely. Get on the BMX, do a trick, press X, do a kickflip.
Oh no,
Always create the
DMX.
space that time needs. Oh, well, like you're putting on your dive soundtrack.
Yeah.
Bunny Astro went in way too deep right there. I think it went into a trap. Was scouting out exactly where that Reinhardt was, and Taimu not taking too much of an aggressive angle. Now he invests. Will he be able to find anything apart from a Baptiste fire? Tri-Spear's gone all the way in, and Taimu finds himself in a corner. Right there, was that as aggressive as we needed to be with a Reinhardt and a Winston?
No, like if you look there, Dragonetti, he swung in the air, he swung into the pillar, like he took out the aggression on the wood. Nothing else happening. Like it was very difficult for them to push in, and then Cloudy doesn't have support. Once Leap is used, it's basically good night for the Winston. Danny has the farm blade as well. Taimo on Ash, it's a strong hero for him. Let's see how it goes. Dynamites are really strong here for as a counter for the Ryan Zarya.
Danya's all the way in though, even though under pressure is the rest of his team. Tri-Spear gets given the nano boost right here. He's got the nano boost. He's got himself the window as well. He's doing so much damage. Dragonetti doesn't even know what hit him right now. But Danye, he's on the point. He's pressuring people in. They've got to remain here, and they've got so much sustain via the Ep's Transcendence. That's all they needed for single tick.
Yep. I was first thinking, very ambitious trans, but... Or how to say, it's like a philanthropist giving away like money, it's giving away ults. But realized it's the last fight.
Here's our play of the game. It was Epps with a Transcendence, so much healing being done here, especially versus the Amplification Matrix.
Yeah, that's a sick Q press.
That's a big Q, boys, and then he gets the triple cool. The triple cool.
Timer was on Torb.
Well, the things we don't see are the most interesting, apparently. I imagine we're probably loading into another map unless they've broken it and now Overwatch is never going to work again. That sometimes happens.
Welcome to Rialto.
Rialto is what it is. Okay. What are we going to run on Rialto? Also, Danya and Timing, that's an Overwatch League level DPS line. It's going to be very telling if Naga and Jonah can stand up to this.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Taimo said the Torb was okay. So I'd say it was pretty good actually.
I'm interested in how Naga does here with this defensive Pharah. Obviously, the attackers have a lot more ease swapping over to potential counters. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of geometry here for a defensive Varro to try and play around.
Is Harry Hook?
No, Harry Hook is still support.
Yeah. I was
He is in
thinking.
the spot for a DPS, but
Attackers incoming.
Oh no, I was thinking, is he in the game or AFK?
no, he's just being told to play Mercy and he's refusing. No, you know how it is.
Yeah, he's like cursing in Spanish.
Come on, bro. I came here to play hit scan. I got an outdoor timer, you know?
Okay, let's
How are
see
you
here.
going to play this? With
You-
your Orisa and your Wrecking Ball, what's your engagement here?
you
Do
play
just
on the
play the
roofs.
first corner?
Yeah, you play roofs first corner, you kite back with the Risa, and then Farah, she just spams like you see here, deletes the Winston. She should have gone way more aggressive on the Winston, he's dead there.
LH Cloudy
Yeah.
went so deep. He's got his eyes on Viana right now. Epps in deep trouble. We'll get the sleep into the drink. Rest in peace, Naga. No resurrections this time. Who knew?
He says please in chat.
Absolutely. Just the BM right there. Trice's actually going to win the duel against Danye with that double bardic grenade. Funny, Astra also called out. The value for Viana's right here. Immeasurable as LH kind of tries to take a little bit of space. Won't be able to do much though against what he's currently seeing.
You're doing a great job holding her. Naga getting not deleted, was about to say dual, but then
The
massive boot.
double knockoff. Taimu and Epps.
Funny
What
Astro on his
counter was
main.
that? Hit scan. Funny Astro. On the Lucio. He's ready to try and rock and roll right here. He's healing up his team.
Oh.
Manages to get the knockoff onto Dance. You shouldn't have gone in. You don't aggress.
How is he
onto
not
Funny Astro.
focused by Jake
I
Hara?
have no idea. Right now, he's got his eyes on Viana. Could it be the assassination
Oh,
play?
no.
So many knockoffs. The
My-
River's getting so many tributes right now. Peaks left the game somehow.
My game
need to-
crashed. My game crashed.
Oh,
That's how
okay.
sick that play was.
Yeah, like sometimes Funny Astro just overloads a Matrix, you know, they just kick everybody out of the game. Tri-Spear is going to be his next victim, and they're forcing
Yeah.
out the usage of a Transcendence from Harry Hook, who's going full aggressive. Where's he going to go this time? He's got his eyes on Danye. The
Yeah,
assassination from Dance and Harry Hook while Danye is basically AFK, and now he's got to play the anti-air. Eyes onto Epps. Trying to make sure that Taimu is supported here in the air.
Okay,
Hit
send me an
scan
invite.
specialist, some would call him. I think you should be able to just join. It's open to joining, so you can just right-click me in friends list.
Oh, it doesn't work.
Oh, okay. Let's invite Peak in.
Yeah, I'm
There
locked
we
out
go.
here. Man,
Welcome.
that was a heavy.
good?
Yeah. It wasn't just too heavy of a play.
This is one hectic fight right now. I've got no idea who's really winning. The blue team were getting secure, but Dan's there. That's a little bit of an in, and that's going to be an.
Oh, it's good bomb.
That's going to be a good
Nope.
bomb. It's going to bring up a lot of space, but they're not moving the cart right now. Cloudy, backpedal a little bit, my bro. Everyone was out there. Could have put the cart into that choke point. Cloudy hits exactly where he wants to. On top of Jkaru, they've used up that Fortify, but there's enough healing here. But Jkaru doesn't really need to worry. Danye's taken down, and the blue team just coalescing, having the disengagements where they need it, supporting Jkaru, and now they got a supercharger.
Time on the fire with no mercy.
Seconds.
This is gonna be interesting.
Oh, he's almost got himself a barrage. Where's he gonna go? Just trying to get over this rooftop, sneak up onto this Widowmaker. Needs to be fed back. Where is the Widow? Jonah is going to be scouting very carefully to look for Taimu. Having sent out a couple of rockets, you can see now Harry Hooks, for one, scouting a long-range direct, puts Jonah on notice, and now Taimu knows exactly where he is because he's got the help
Jikaru
of
is dead.
this.
No?
He's
Yeah, he's
super
dead.
dead.
He's supposed to
Not
die.
the best barrage. Did get the sandbar over. We'll keep him alive. Harry Hook finds himself in a corner, and so does Taimu.
Big primal.
Quick
Big primal coming in.
movement. Value here from Cloudy, put to sleep the second I get the camera on him, of course. Jonah gonna try and hit a headshot, but Dragon and he's there with appeal. Great play there from the Diva, but he does end up inting afterwards. Taken down by Naga. There is room here for a counter-attack. They put down the supercharger to make sure there's additional damage. But Cloudy is going to push this on forward. They got to remain on the cart. Overtime's in session, but the mines are out. Danye's dead. Cloudy needs to go in and touch this, but he isn't doing that well against all the healing. Great minefield from Dans. And red team stymied early.
Score. 0.
Could have been worse.
Switching sides.
There was a moment where red team didn't pay attention at all to Funny Astro, and he basically deleted the whole front line with the boops, you know, before my crash.
Yeah, Funny Astro just... You can't afford to just ignore him. And that's one of the most important things, I think, towards his Al pickups. He does function as additional DPS. And when you got Funny Astro and Alarm on the same team, like in a 2-2-2 meta, it's more like 2 tanks and 4 DPS. Especially if you got Funny Astro on that Lucia.
Exactly. It's sort of like a phone bill, if you think about it. Kids here who are not used to paying bills on time, and then they get in debt, or
you get into Lucio DPS debt.
Yeah. You get into brick jail.
Attackers incoming.
We are gonna have a duel in the sky. Farah versus Farah, Pharmacy versus Pharmacy. It looks like then they will have caught out LH Cloudy early, forced to disengage. Will get the healing that he needs, and Taimu's gonna take up the slack as Danye has disconnected. The same bug, of course, that affected Peak happens to the best of us, but Taimu's got himself too.
That's one way to dodge rockets.
So just disconnect as it's going for you. Easy clap.
Well, you can't feed if you're not in the game.
That's true. You can't int if you're not there. That's what I tell myself every day when I don't queue competitive. Like, I can maintain a reputation of being vaguely okay if I never show how bad I've got.
What do you play in competitive mostly?
I play main tank.
Oh, nice. Okay, you're the same.
I'm a Reinhardt Winston main, but I haven't played competitive for loads of seasons because I don't want to play a Rissa. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, I understand you.
Smurf and play DPS.
Yeah, I understand.
Well, I don't have to now. Oh, was that a knockoff via? No. We're good. Cloudy right now. Got his eyes on multiple people, but Danye is gonna be the one who has to come back from spawn.
Ah, it's fine. Time has this under control.
Yeah, Timer's got the sightline on lock and key right now. A wide angle from Jonah. Not going to be getting that much, and attempting to make space is Dance with that power driver. Timer doesn't feel worried about it. He's got his supports at his back. The trust there is on another level. Jikaru under pressure, can't leap away, and Mercy's going to have some trouble here. The saddest tale ever to be found. Harry Hook finds himself taking a bit of a bath as LH Cloudy claims all the space and claims a little bit of damage as well. Dragon Eddy can be overwhelmed right here. 160 HP, 67 health on the shield, going to be cleaved on through, and even with the Ana behind him, not enough HP, and the blue team scattered for now.
What is Funny Astro doing? Oh, he's in spawn.
I have no idea what Funny Astro is doing. I know what Jonah's doing though. He's still going to try and get shots onto Danye, who's forced to go low. Infrasight's up now. You can't really peek this Widow without that acknowledging the danger, but both teams do have that bevy of information ready to go. Reds potentially getting a lot done here. Jonah taken out by the old Moo himself. And that's some great evasion from Timer right there. Wished he could have got off onto the high ground, but now he's going to be in a lot of trouble, courtesy from Dance. Harry Hook brings it on in, headshot after headshot. You got to heal this boy up. He's got 20 HP. A single splash from a rocket will do it. Wants to go high, get a shot onto this Farah, going over the top. Scope pod in and take him down. Naga, back to spawn, buddy.
So yeah, red team, blue team, they didn't have a set of healers for almost 20 seconds there, I think. And they still won it.
Timu there, just staying on 20 HP for longer than any person can feel comfortable. Naga's almost got himself a barrage. We'll need to stealth in onto Timu, but he's almost got himself another infrasight. Got the angle here. Forces the sniper away from their perch, creates a little bit of space to work with, but he knows he can't get too close. Dragon Eddy is always threatening with that hook. Timu's turned towards him, uses a grapple to get out of that line of sight so he can try and establish the advantage. He's got the infrasights right now. He knows exactly where Dance is. He knows where Harry Hook is. He knows that that's a very vulnerable Valkyrie right there. If Harry Hook had not gone elsewhere. Turn around. Can he find what he wants? Right now, he's just informed the dive off of Winston onto Jonah. And Danye remains part of this equation. Naga's low on health. Doesn't have his Mercy with him. Taken on down. And the Reds stymied just as easily right here. Seems like both of these compositions having a lot of trouble pushing it through that choke.
I feel like they're trying to style on each other a bit, and yeah, Tri-Spear using BAP window and Immortality Field for his own plays. Unfortunately, didn't have the aim for it. Dragonetti on Hog with a Winston. We both know how that feels as a Winston player.
I think Timey just got spawn camped there by Dans.
Yep.
Danye going low. He's at half right now, trying to force out this Anna, force a different position. There comes the engagement, but there are so many minds of away. Dragonetti getting a little bit stymied in terms of how effective this ult's going to be. That's a good shot though. He is going to be taken down eventually because Jonas cleaned up the rest of the team using that infra sight, using that sniper rifle. You think you can respawn? You got news from Jonah, but he does miss that all-important headshot. Would have been sick if he hit it. Unfortunately not.
Hit that shot through the trees.
Danye with a nano and a barrage though. Peak, this could be the turnaround that's needed. He manages to actually knock himself back instead of forward. Can Naga manage to get anything done here? Not against a direct rocket. And that's going to be, I think we call that effectively a draw.
Well, I call that at the end Danye basically owning everyone. He kills a Tracer even after his death.
Just wowie. And Danye, I got to put that on Jonah missing the shot. He had him dead to rights, had that infra sight up. They were coming out of spawn. They didn't expect it. And he's just a little bit to the right.
We might see selfless strat here.
Whoa, we're going Soldier, Tracer, Reinhardt, Roadhog, Anna, Lucio. Poor Harry Hook. Can't catch a break. He's on Brigida now.
No.
All he wanted to do was track.
Well, Brigade is kind of fun now. But it depends on what kind of a player you are. Like, she's really fun to deny people with the whip shot. Other than that, I don't know. I don't really know. I think Harry Hook is gonna play her because the expecting dive of some form.
So this is more of like a counter dive right now, just to protect Tri-Spear. They're going to be one of the units, and then obviously there's like a 4-man unit for diving.
Yeah.
Or Jonah's going to be more of a solo operator because his vertical movement isn't really on the same level.
What's up, Exuka, or how you say it? What's up, man?
Defensive soldier. Boys, we're back in 2017.
Yes. Okay, let's see some time here. Almost got it.
Gonna have a nice sight line. Just a little bit of poke to start off with. Knows what he's up against. Gonna have a quick disengage. And that, by what it feels, it's gonna be so important, Pete, when it comes to healing for his team.
There we go. That's the hook from Dragonetti. Everyone is here. Danny is even melee.
Everyone moving through this choke against the soldier. They're just feeding themselves over into the heavy pulse rifle. So much damage can be done.
A lot of healing.
That's a big bar to grenade though. That's going to leave Dragonetti in a very poor position, but he isn't afraid to keep on moving forward. He trusts in his team and just pushing on forward. They may well have found Jonah right here. 2-on-1 with the DPS. If he recalls, he's only going to be in the same area. Not too much escape potential. He's going to be taken down, but not before getting that one clip on Danye. Impressive from Jonah, and no resurrection is going to be available for him.
So when they position themselves together like that, Soldier and everyone, nade plus healing station is really really big when it comes to
60 HPS. That's a Valkyrie Mercy on everybody who's inside. Well, basically new Moira. Disengage here. Here comes that Dragon Blade. Naga's getting exactly what he wants. Time moves down. Got his eyes on the Pharah. Gonna go for the slash, but a great evade there from Danye. He's forced to just go back to the Shurikens, but he's up against the Nano. Roadhog with a Bardic Raid. Maybe a little bit more fleshy, maybe a little bit more easy to chew on through. Now that is going to be a claimed point.
Oh yeah, they take it, I mean.
Re-engagement though. Taimu coming in with that visor. Doesn't have an arrow to go along with it. Does manage to take out Naga. That's the opening, but they're not on the point early enough. In comes the self-destruct. It will claim Taimu thanks to a stun.
Ooh. Well, Diva is pretty effective.
Yeah, not so much against a point-blank whole hog, unfortunately.
No.
Was already all out of that defense matrix. Big buyer, though. It's going to leave Dragonetti very vulnerable. Funny Astro looking to re-engage here. He's got the rally. He's got a shield on top of him to protect while he sleeps. That's going to allow Cloudy and Funny Astro to start cleaving on through. He got more than enough healing to try and deal with that. Naga's almost got himself, once again, another one of these blades. He's farming them so quickly against this Roadhog. It's such a large hitbox, and he's being so accurate with these Shurikens. Ready to go, but he's up against the McCree. The second he sees that flashbang, it's time to go. Draws it out. He's going in. Manages to get 2 with 1 slice. Down goes Timey. Rest in peace, all of the DPS. Naga once again.
There we go. Another blade, really quickly. Funny Astro, he missed the health packs on Cloudy there. And if it wasn't for that, I think Cloudy would have survived. Health packs were on fully health, or like full health targets, so not the best value there off the break.
Under siege. Gets for Nano. Uses for... Oh no, he woke up LH Cloudy while he was Nano. That could be terrible. Into the back. There is the Nano... Or rather, there's for Winston Primal Rage. He gets slept the second that it happens, and no one's on the point. What? No one from the blue team was on the point. They had all 6 members there.
You know, I've been watching Overwatch.
No.
I've been watching players like these for 4 years, and it's still C9.
Oh, that's gotta hurt. And right now, it doesn't really matter what happens. They got the point, they got the close spawns, and I don't know if you want to invest this whole hog here. Do you think that you get value off that just in terms of the space you gain?
Nah, he's gonna switch. Most likely. Or, in worst case scenario, you use it, it's wasted, and you build up a new whole log in like 20 seconds, 30 seconds. More interesting Cloudy going in.
Cloudy,
yeah, that's not worth it.
Had that Nano. Used that Nano, which can now no longer be applied, but
actually,
Dance is going to go down. I guess you can save it. You're going to get some value out of that one. Question is, when does Funny Astro use this sound barrier? Lictor wants to use it to deal with Naga, who has a blade ready to go. He knows it's up against the sound barrier. It can be forced. The same can be said of Danye with this flashbang, going to be one of the main components for J-Karu. He gets hooked, he gets Nana, he gets hit with a robotic grenade, and he's down already. Naga's gonna go in with the Nano, but Funny Astro, quicker on the draw, gets that sound barrier off, and now he's got his eyes onto this backline, so squishy, but so is he when he gets flashbanged. Nothing gained from a Nano Blade, the perfect counterplay from Funny Astro on the nose, second by second, and Cloudy into Primal Rage.
And Danya, and then Taimo, cleaning up everyone else. So while Danya, Funny Astro, APZ, everyone else, like they deal with Naga. Taimo's like, yo, what's up?
Why are you going there against the Brigitte and McCree? It feels like you're just gonna get stunned. Speaking of stun, Dans may well be traded out here, but he is going to use his Primal Rage. He's going all the way in, boys. Doesn't care what he's up against. This may well be able to knock down the Nano McCree. Gets the shot that he wants onto Harry Hook, removes that, and oh, Jonah! Don't peek it! Why are you peeking that? You're gonna get destroyed! Danye, doing his best old Moo impression. Can he get the Zenyatta? Not today.
Yeah, you know, Finnish people, they go out skinny dipping in ice cold water, and I guess that's the equivalent of what Cloud is doing here. Maybe he's living in the city, has had his, how to say, dose of ice water.
Hasn't had his dose of being Nordic.
Yeah.
Well, Danye right now just roaming around. He's having the time of his life. He's taken out Jonah multiple times. In comes the Reptile. Coming in from the back. Everyone's put up in the air with the pile driver. What a combination. Jonah and Dans being showed the nasty side. And Naga, once again, going to be looking for some value out of this Deadeye. Same can be said of Danye, but without that healer, or rather without that tank, it's going to be very difficult to remain part of this fight. If you're the blue team, Naga's taken down too, so for now they're just fighting for the space, fighting for... cool.
you gotta...
Fighting for the control.
Yeah, you gotta appreciate the time to burn off the clock with the spawn camp. Several minutes.
Cloudy right now has to invest his pile driver to get out of here, but he fed over a huge amount of ult charge to Naga. He's currently sitting pretty at 67%, wants to go for another Deadeye. Eyes on Cloudy. He doesn't get to use his pile driver right there.
Yeah.
Taken out straight away. Funny Astro straight into the back. Drawing out against Tri-Spear.
Yeah, pile driver was mistimed badly.
He may well have had it on cooldown from trying to escape. Naga can have this entire sideline to himself. He's got a transcendence. He knows exactly what he wants. Come over here and protect me right now. Guess what I've got ready to go? On a mistime flashbang, though. Potentially, Cloudy was booped up during the cast of that. Unfortunate there.
Yeah, we see two opposites here. It's basically hot and cold. You see Tri-Spear wasting a whole trance, and then you see Cloud getting a 6-man or 5-man pad driver.
30 seconds remaining.
Would have been useful another time. He's using the mines outside the spawn with only 30 seconds left. They want to just end this here and now.
Ooh, nice.
Cloudy, the wraparound to kill Naga. He had less than 50 HP. Danya is going to be charged off the map. Almost the boot there, getting huge value from Funny Astro. And okay, they didn't know the mines went up high. Tri-Spear. Oh, okay. What is this?
What?
Okay, this is very Pugs.
It's a successful spawn camping.
It is.
It might look like
those
feeding.
mines, when they stick to the walls, they are the Lucio's worst enemy.
Sides.
Yeah, it might look like feeding, but it's actually all calculated. It's just high-level strats. It's sort of like
It's very tactical positioning.
yeah, like we are too. We don't have the same IQ. We don't have the same. We're not connected to the
We're
cloud.
not even existing on the same plane of existence.
Yeah, like this, we are in a simulation, and I don't know.
They're on the outside looking in.
Yeah, this is already above my head. I confuse myself. That's how complicated this is.
And it takes a lot to confuse Pig. He's got
Yeah.
an advanced Swedish mind. It's a prototype model.
Yeah, most times it feels like I don't know. I'm not even thinking, but people say it's like a machine just coming up with things.
5, 4,
So playing for Roadhog with this Winston, how are you playing for Roadhog? Are you like a solo operator here? You're gonna go for the flank, look for hooks like we saw Happycool go for earlier?
I'm pretty sure you just go for hooks and like go flank. It's very difficult to run Hog Winston like this, because Winston is gonna die if he's focused, Hog is gonna die if he's gonna get focused. And what about your DPS and support? Well, there's very little synergy. You see he's going on the backline, hooking, slept, but EPZ is dead.
This Hog may well have got 300 extra HP, but that's just 300 extra ult charge. But still,
Whoa.
minus C9 when it comes to these ticks, giving away that first tick, even though they had such a huge man advantage. And Danye slinks away into the shadows, going to try and avoid incoming damage. Jonah loses the duel. How's this available? And Danye will get taken down by Naga, who was so close to dying himself. Almost the 2 kills in the 1v3 right there. And Taimu's trying to pick up a stack right now. He knows that there's a small opening. Won't be that long though. But Jake Haru, he overcommits right now. And Taimu has the opportunity to try and take out this Valkyrie. Jonas in his back. He stands still, just trying to duke it on out after that. Pulse bomb is invested. Chasing away the Tracer. This is your moment to go in. You almost have that tactical visor ready to go. A lot of targets in this very rich environment, but in the back, you've got to watch out because Naga's coming in. He's got himself a blade, but he's taken down by Dragon Eddy. The triple kill with the whole Hog. That is the whole Pig. And a little bit of bonus bacon too.
Alright, so Harry switching to Moira. What do you think he's gonna achieve here?
objective.
Moira is probably gonna survive a lot more.
The payload.
Get away from this blade. Nano Blade's going to be ready. Danya and Ep's going to be able to combine here. What does he need to look out for? The fade mostly. Potentially a boop and a hook.
Yeah, Funny Astro has to be in place as well. Never mind, they're fine.
You think they need to use beat with the Nano Blade, or
No, it's more like
can you use beat blade and Nano Winston?
no, more like just for the speed, the initial speed.
Okay. Danya getting up onto the high ground. Right now, Epps is a little bit lonely. He's by himself on the cart. We've got to wait for that sight line to be established so that the Nano can be delivered when Danya wants it. Naga's on the Reaper right now. A lot more survivability. Himself. Harry Hook can rape
There it
away.
is.
Draws out the blade. He's got his eyes on a load of targets. Misses the first, but he manages to get him on the dash through afterwards. Finding the Moira, and Danya is getting the value that he needs. Dragon Eddy on this Hog as well. Very impressed with his play so far.
Very easy, very easy. You see, he didn't turn his blade, which basically means that everyone was lined up, and Like even Lego AI can do that, but these are not Lego AI that you're facing. So it is difficult, but it's still very easy for Daniel. He can do more.
Jake Harry puts himself between the shield and assassination, but he's being assaulted from 3 angles at once right now, and Danye is more than happy to pick up that kill, toss him back to the spawn. High ground control here between Dragon Eddie and Danye is so important, and despite Jonah moving over onto that Widowmaker, Funny Astro is going to be the one to take him out. And right now, the momentum for Blue Team seems immense. They're going to have a whole hog, they're going to have that sandbar for this next fight.
Daniel's getting close to another blade soon. They're just letting him farm.
Need to be a bit more cognizant of those shields. Harry Hook, what is the plan here for the sandbar? It's an engagement sandbar. The tanks are in deep, so they're going to be able to survive thanks to that. Dragon Eddie's popped himself a whole hog and he's going to be carving through the enemy team. So much damage has been done and Dance has already used that fortify. Funny Astro looking for the solo here, but he's got the help of his friends as well. Danye comes in and Taimu can just bring it on down if he so desires. Domination on Nimbani.
That's domination if I've seen any. That's it. I don't know.
Here's Danye with the play of the game. Likely going to be that Nano Blade. Everyone, like you said, lined up. They went into this small area, and it looks like Moira actually used that fade straight away rather than waiting for being the target.
Yep. Well, Danye also used some mind games there. He didn't use his dash. He chilled. Made sure that he reaches really far into the room with the dash.
Didn't use the dash for engage. He let himself hit the floor first, get that first slash off, and then you can go into the room with the dash. Big brain from the Polish LFT DPS. It's very unfortunate we didn't get Team Poland at the World Cup. Would have loved to have seen my boys Mezik and Danye kick some ass. I forgot I'm not on.
Hey, what's up, Kurama? How you doing, man? By the way, Legday.
Yo.
Your viewers are active, right? They are in the chat, right?
Yeah, my chat's kind of quiet, but I think people are just like lurking and listening.
Yeah. So while we're getting started here, I want them to open up their wallet. You know, bring out the Prime sub to Legday, show support. You fuel the streamer. You give him better equipment and everything, and like you'll get better content. But let's get back into the game now.
I'll send you my PayPal later, buddy. Danye's in the air. Doesn't have a mercy with him right now. He's going to be dueling out against Naga, who's ready to try and take this duel once and for all. Puts down his tanks. Puts down his Bardic Station. Viscery wants to take the fight, and so do the rest of the red team. Beautiful stuff right there. And now, does Danye swap away from this Pharah when he doesn't have the pocket? He's got Eps on a Brigitte. Instead, he's going to go over onto this Reaper. Wants to try and deal with Jade Karu and Dance as they make their engagements.
Yeah, it's again we're seeing Hammond with Winston versus Winston the Hog. I'd say Hammond Winston is gonna beat this. It's more of a defensive comp for Blue Team. Works though.
That was quite the counter engagement for Harry Hook. Gets LH Cloudy. Both teams down to Winston, but for now, Danye just hanging out on point, not getting a huge amount of value. Has used his Ray form. Can't get too aggressive right now, but guess who else is getting aggressive? Harry Hook going around trying to keep this contested, and Taimu's open it on up. He's in with the Hanzo. He managed to get knocked off, but he climbed back on up. Jonah? What's Jonah doing? Did he blink off the edge?
He booped off by Funny Astro.
Blue team gonna be able to win this one outright here. That was some of the most T-Tours observing I've ever done. But it worked out nonetheless for them, and now Naga gonna try and siege here. He's got himself a tactical visor, but maybe it will be enough when you don't have a huge amount of healing. When you've got the aura healing of Lucio, it's just gonna be all about LOS here. You gotta zone people away.
Engage coming in, deletes the Hanzo. Where's the pocket from EPZ?
Oh, well Naga's dead.
Yeah. Eps, EPZ, whatever you wanna call it. Easy. Forgetting he has a dive to counter.
Right now, Dragon Eddie gonna survive that primal rage. Not knocked off the edge. Same can't be said of Danye. In comes the sand barrier. It's gonna be Harry Hook who has the slightly later one. Naga gonna return to the fray at any moment now when he still has that tactical visor ready to go. He was booped off the first time, but even without the full house of kills, Red Team will claim control of the point, and a little bit of a trade there. Danye's actually booped forward. What are you doing? What? Harry Hook, what? Oh no. Yeah, there's for Harry in all caps there. Oh, not quite what he wanted. The betrayal coming through. Dars can't quite get the knock off. Gets stunned with a flashbang, and Dragon Eddie is more than happy enough to try and take that. Now Naga finally going to use the tactical visor, but funny Astro, you know he's got auto aim, right? You're not going to be able to peek that, despite how good your moves with those skates are. Nice bait there from Naga. Does allow all the stun to be delivered by Tri-Spear.
It's not too bad for the red team here. Red team has a fair fight coming up. They just need one more fight actually.
Oh,
can't get hooked like that. Yeah.
Well, that fight won't be this one unless we're actually going to engage, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Jkaru forces out the whole hog. You can take this as a win, right? You forced out 2 ultimates, and you were down a player anyway. But Harry Hook and Epps.
Oh, whoa. Cloudy.
Trades on back. What? Oh.
He like bounced. He bounced and got off.
Jonah, right now, combining with Dance so well to get these kills. I'm not sure how... Oh, Danya tried to pull off fall down and TP. Did not quite go what he wanted.
So yeah, like you can pro the games, you can do anything, but Cloudy, he's straight up just dropping it into the pit. Oh,
not great right there. Naga's got himself a tactical visor. No one can really avoid this, but a shield will do just fine for making it work. Cloudy looking for that engagement, but can't quite get it done before Dance takes him on out. The blue team feels like they threw away a substantial lead in that penultimate fight.
Yeah, like Cloudy, I understand what he did. He you know, he like skipped, you know, when he jumped twice as Winston. Pretty bad. Rookie mistake.
Amateur errors.
Yeah, like it popped his ego bubble for sure. It might be a bit more strict now though.
Maybe I'll stick with this Winston.
Winston Reinhardt versus Reinhardt Orisa. Reinhardt Orisa wins this.
Taimu Genji potentially as well. I'd be very interested in how that works, but I imagine Naga might stick with the Symmetra so we can just TP the point.
Yeah, Genji is basically a lighter Winston, and we know Taimu Winston is pretty good, so might work out.
Just the game sense for engagements, evidently going to be there, but Torbjorn as well, double builder strat here, just go in onto that area. Everyone TP's in, going to set themselves up, down goes that turret, and up go the Symmetra ones as well, but Danya is going to be more than happy to try and siege into this. Someone was left behind, the Orisa, Jkaru didn't get the TP.
Come on, man. What are you doing, Jkaru?
That is unacceptable for how this strat's supposed to work. Now it's going to be Danya who can get a quick flank around here. Harryhook tries to boop him off. May well get caught by one of these mines as well. He actually No, Danya used the aggressive mine. Could not bring himself back up. And right now, Tri-Spear isolated from his TP. Easy prey for Cloudy. As are the remainder of the team as well. Cloudy doing a good job here of body blocking for his supports. And gotta wonder how that would have gone if Jkaru actually had, you know, taken the teleporter.
Yeah. Dragon Eddie did a really good frag impression there. Didn't he get like 3 kills? 2 for sure. Basically goes in and swings.
All that he needs. Just playing that dive Reinhardt. He gets some wood info. Dragon Eddie, as good as it was before, is bad now. Just going on the flank, caught out by Naga on the main. Now it's Dan's turn to have some fun. He's got himself a shatter. Doesn't even want to lay it down right here. They've already got the advantage. There's no need at this point. He's just going to swing on through Danye. Absolutely cream him. Turn him into mulch. The same can be said of Cloudy. That's going to be a quick retake here for the red team.
Yeah. Now it's time. You still play Genji, but you have you can use Orb. You can have Orb on you. You should be fine. He's dead though.
How are you gonna facilitate?
He got the Mega.
Oh, Danye! Not like this. Now you can potentially get that slam as well. You know the enemy Ryan's gone deep into your backline, but it's going to be Dragon Eddie who turns around first. But Trans is too late. He's already dead. They're stacking the support ults on the side of Funny Astro and Epps, but maybe they'll be able to make this work. Taimu's not going to have any support when this Dragon Blade comes out, and Dance can still return. If they don't pay attention to when he's respawning, he can get a multi-man Earth Shatter. A sneaking Reinhardt could be exactly what's needed. They still haven't retaken the point on the side of the Blues either. And Danya is making a very hard engagement right now. Dance doesn't want to use that. Cloudy. Midway through, trying to make sure that he's going to be able to take this point. Still the red team hold on. In the back, it's Jonah. He's got himself the Earth Shatter. He doesn't have an Earth Shatter. He's got a Death Blossom. I'm losing my words. It's all over the place. Epps is going to duel out, but there is the Earth Shatter. Take them both down. You don't want to take that duel. It's going to be Dans knocking him down, and they maintain control despite losing the fight for about 50 seconds.
Oh, Dance.
That's aggressive.
Yeah.
That's too aggressive.
That's way too aggressive.
Back. It's not enough, though. Now Jonah's got to try and be the one to rescue this. Cloudy puts down the supercharger. Is it even active, though? I think it may have got stunned midway through. Taimu's returned. He's on that Tracer. Wants to try and get some quick damage, quick kills. Naga takes out his counterpart, and he's trying his best to brawl out here. Save everyone from the Earth Shatter. A great fortify to body block as well. On another level right now is Sheikara with a bodyguard of the Orisa. Going in with a punch. Does a lot of damage. Dragon Lee's taken down. Up into the air with the Meteor Strike. Slamming on down on Cloudy with the Halt as well. The damage is there. He needs to get the picks though. He's trying to find Taimu on this Tracer. Has to back off. A quick reset for this fight right here as Taimu looks to get another frag. We're remaining on board with Naga, who gets the frag eventually. And now Cloudy's so low, the Harmony Orb isn't enough. Finding Epps, and that's going to be the red team brawling out so much.
Good. Okay. Yeah, I had a thing coming up. I had like a sound effect. Unfortunately, we didn't get to it. It was like an.
We got emoji horns, boys.
Oh no, it's a crowd effect. You know, like a soccer crowd or football crowd.
I can't believe I said a Reaper had Earth Shatter. My words, they're gone.
Well, I said nice to a one-man shatter that didn't do anything. So what do you think of Naga? Is he a good player?
I rate Naga. I think Naga's super good.
Nice. Him and Jonah make a good duo here.
Like, Naga was the first player that I had like a casting highlight of when he was playing some McCree on a Hammer. But for now, it's going to be sticking with the Doomfist. But Harry Hook getting too aggressive, punished for it by Timer on his own Doomfist. Those are some sentry turrets right there. Cannot stay part of that fight. Danye on the Symmetra, I didn't even clock, but this beam is charged up and is doing a huge amount of damage to those shields. Got to be careful with the lack of defense. You know, you've got a McCree behind you, can't afford to take that fight. But Jonah hits the flashbang and then rolls away. Cannot finish that one off, but still, Danye's got the control of the point that he wants. And Funny Astro just boops J-Car out of his shield. Yeah,
there's way too much damage when Symmetra doesn't, how to say, get contested. And you have a high energy Zarya as well with a Discord.
Taimu may look for a flank right here. Cannot get the hit that he wants onto Naga. Instead, he's going to have to brawl out using his hand cannons. A quick disengage, and everyone's down! A 5-man, 6-man Earth Shatter from Dan's. The man's on another level.
Huge. Absolutely huge.
I have no words. Dan's just, he doesn't...
Well...
That is a...
Neither does blue team.
That does so much damage. 200 damage from a fire stroke when it goes through the amplification matrix. That's one of the quickest fights I've ever seen in professional Overwatch.
Yeah, you know, the blue team, they were setting up fights. They were like, guys, what else to use? And as they said it, like, they couldn't even finish the sentence. They just instantly get deleted.
Looks like we're going to be going in for a different area this time. Jake Cabra, what are you doing, buddy?
Danya has to use his ult here.
He's using supercharger from behind them. What is the BM that's going on right now?
It's Evil Toaster.
Transcendence. If they go in to try and take out the supercharger, it can be incredibly deadly. Danye's getting so much work done, though.
Ooh. Yeah, that was an Evil Toaster impression. Didn't work out.
That was very toasty.
Not so evil. Just very friendly.
Good use of the turrets right here, but some of the opposing consoles to continuously slow the Wrecking Ball as they try to contest. Danye's got a fully charged up beam, doesn't want to really commit too much right now, otherwise he may lose it. Unfortunately, he just walks himself into the middle of a Meteor Strike. 27 health will keep him alive.
You need to contest Danya more. Like, it's way too little focus on him.
Can't allow him to build up that beam damage again and again, because the second he does, he just plays at mid-range where his tanks can cover for him.
Oh, you see the alternative route here. Anyone playing in ranked, try this, because So many players get stuck here by main. J Corio, one of them, Jonah, didn't pay attention to the Doomfist. Yeah.
Dragonity, free to cut through right here.
Yeah.
Imagine how much damage Danya is going to do on top of that Graviton Surge.
You know, if Naga picks Bastion, they would roll blue team actually.
Maybe so. For now, though, he wants to stick with the Doomfist. And from behind, though, from the top rope, Dance again with the big Earth Shatters. How did no one notice him coming through? I was in first-person camera for Dragon Eddie right there, so I had no idea that was coming. Dance takes a lot of damage trying to go in on Danye, who hits him with a couple of those orbs, but that'll do for a clean version of an engage. And what's worse,
well,
we saw that...
Yeah, red team, they don't have ults here. That's really bad.
And Harryhook's dead. Not good at all. They can still use this friendly barrier as well. Symmetra's bisective, a point in the back. Taimu commits too much. Tries to save himself with that immortality field, but red team, they can't really get on the point. Naga opens it up. Maybe he can take out Dragon Eddie here, but the charge is too much. He carves his name into the flesh of the Doomfist.
Someone has to tell J Caro that Fortify has been buffed, because he's backing off as his Reinhardt goes in.
They need to be on the same page.
Yeah.
Keep playing that W key. LH Cloudy, the Giganti main tank, can get himself a good shadow right here if he wants it. Needs to try and have the help of his team. There's the supercharger. Damage being done. Jonah has himself that Deadeye. It's a big grab though. Can the damage be done? Taimu gets hit with a headshot. Jonah's trying to bring this on back. Take out that supercharger right now. That's a big Earth Shatter. 3 on the floor, but the stun is there to try and make sure there's no follow-up. But they're not on the point. It's another... Well, look at where J Cover is. He was so close.
Score.
That is an unfortunate end. That was some good peel there from Jonah, saving the flashbang.